a yearly month, how am I, what am I trying to say? Hello everyone, welcome back to the Midwest Stitches YouTube channel. My name is Danielle and this is my channel where I talk all about my crafting adventures. Today I have a few finished objects to share with you, a few works in progress to update you on, and one piece of mail I want to show you, a monthly thing I think I talked about the last time, or maybe the episode before that, but we'll get into that and I'll show you that because I'm really excited about getting that this year. So let's jump right on in with all of the things. You can find me on Instagram at midwest.stitches or on Ravelry at Midwest Stitches. That's where you'll find all of my project pages for all my knitting and crochet projects. So grab yourself a cup of coffee. I've got this one. I call this my Monday mug just because of what it says. All right, I'm just gonna pop that back here so I don't spill it all over myself. All right, let's jump right on in with everything. Okay, so first up, we have my grandpa's socks I was working on. I finally finished those. Here they are. It's kind of hard to show because they're so long. So kind of hard to get them in the screen. So here they are. And these I knit with 2.25 millimeter needles, 64 stitches, and this colorway is Cascade Heritage sock in the color Moss. I don't know the color name, but I bought this from the Yarn Patch in Tennessee, in Crossville, Tennessee, and that was the color on the label. So I knit 25 rounds for the cuff, 75 rounds for the leg. He likes a really long sock. And so I split the cake in half just so that I would be sure to have enough. And it was barely enough. So out of each 50-gram cake, I think I only had less than, it might have been around 5.5 grams, something like that. So good to know if he wants more socks in the future. It'll take pretty much a whole 100-gram cake to make these. So now now that I have shown these, I can send them off in the mail. Okay, my next finished object is one I hadn't even started working on, of course, the last time I was on here, because I've started in with Valentine's theme yarn. I know I talked about that the last time, how I had already kind of picked out and figured out what colors I wanted to use from stash. And this one, it's so funny. So I'll show you the tag. So it's from Frogget Yarns. Ooh, there you go. And it's actually called Sunkissed. And so when I did my yarn reorganization, I don't know, a few months ago, maybe 6 months ago, I kind of reorganized my yarn that was in skeins and labeled them in a few different ways. I have like some Halloween buckets, some Christmas buckets. What else? I have a Valentine's bucket, and then I have like summer yarns for like summer sock camp, which was mostly a carryover from last year when I purchased a bunch of yarns that were kind of summer sock camp themed. That's better. I realized I have 3 windows behind me, and I didn't have this shade open, and it's like weird lighting. Anyway, so I have all these themed buckets. I have some that are like, I have one that's full of like tonals, just varying things. Anyway, I went through my Valentine's bucket and I pulled out a couple from there, and then I just decided, okay, let me look at like the summer bucket and a few others to see, maybe I have some colors in there that I had set aside for summer sock camp just because of what they were named. That's mostly why I put them in that bucket. But so this one, Sunkissed, I saw it and I was like, you know, I think I'm going to do that for February. And this is like 3 or 4 years old. When did I go to? I got this from the Kentucky Sheep and Fiber Festival. I think I went to that in 2022. So it's almost 3 years old. So anyway, here's the socks. Enough of that. Here is those. Aren't they gorgeous? I love how these turned out. There's a little bit of like a little bit of black speckling, just ever so slightly throughout. So I thought these were perfect for Valentine's Day or February, I guess. So these I knit on 2mm needles, 64 stitches, 8 rounds for the cuff, 4 rounds for the leg. And these, of course, are for me. If you're new here, if you see shorty socks like this, for the most part, they're for me. I have a couple people that I will knit short socks for, but their feet are much smaller than mine. So for those, I use 56 stitches. So, but these are for me. And there they are. I love them. Okay. Let's see. That's really all I have for finished objects. So I'm going to show you my blankets that I have going first, because I have a little bit of exciting news about my little squares knitted blanket. I seamed 2 strips together. Oh, look how cute. I love this so much. Okay, so I'm just going to run through this and show you. So here's what it looks like seamed up. And there we go. So far I have the 2 strips, and they're actually not in the, well, these are in the order that I knit them in, but the 3rd and 4th ones I am going to have to swap, because I realized that 2 colors, like 2 blocks, when I would seam them together, if I put them in order, 1, 2, 3, 4, that I knit them in, the same color would be sitting next to each other. And I didn't want that. And I didn't realize that was going to happen. So that's actually like the beauty of this blanket, is you can make all the strips individually. And then if you want to lay them out and kind of see, you know, or any of my colors, the same if you're using scraps, or if you have kind of a color blocking idea in mind, this is really nice for that. So for these 2 strips, I had, like this first strip, if you remember, I had both columns knit on both sides, and this side was just the garter ridge, and then I had knit this side. So the seam is here, and I've got my lights on, so I don't know how well you're going to be able to see that. But it went okay. I did the mattress stitch, and, you know, I didn't have a problem with it. The only thing I was mindful of with the way that I was doing these first 2 strips, because I was joining a bind off edge to a garter ridge edge, I made sure that when I started seaming, I know that these are 5, there's 5 garter ridges here, this one has a certain amount, this one has a certain amount, and so on. So what I made sure to do is kind of count as I went back and forth to make sure that I was picking up the same amount of stitches. And that actually helped these lie straight across for the most part, because the one strip, the second strip without the second border, it was quite a bit longer than the other one. So I was a little worried that they weren't going to match up. So that's kind of why I decided, okay, make sure you're counting as you're doing the mattress stitch so that they will line up, or line up as close as possible as I could get them. So anyway, I've seamed 2 together. I'm very happy with how this looks. This is even more exciting to work on. And so the funny thing is, I talked on the last episode about how I was going to use, or I had bought the Purling Perry snow cream colorway, and it was too yellow for this. And I was waiting on my other yarn to come in the mail. Well, I've been having some issues for whatever reason with the post office. I don't know if anybody else is having this issue with stuff being delivered. I currently have 2 pieces of mail. One's a package with my yarn in it from the Simply Sock Yarn Co., the Cascade Heritage Snow that I was using for this. It's currently stuck in Indiana, where it came from. It's been stuck in the distribution center, I'm assuming in Indianapolis, for well over 2 weeks. And I've called about it and all that kind of stuff. And then I also have a piece of certified mail, an envelope, that is stuck in Michigan, and that has been stuck there for nearly a month. And it's a super important piece of paper that I need. And so I've been having, I don't know, maybe there's something going on with the post office. But yeah, that has been super frustrating this past month and a half, to say the least. Oh, so anyway, all that to say, I got a package from Granite State Yarns, which I will show you the yarn I got from her in a minute. But she actually has some bear yarn for sale on her website, and I saw this, and it is her DK base. And it's a little too bright, but it's kind of an off-white creamy color. And so I used it for the seaming of this, and then I used it on this strip on this side. See, I knit, this is kind of my second whip or whatever. I knit one garter ridge on this side. So that's kind of all together. This color actually matches pretty darn well. I can't tell a difference at all. And I like that I don't have to hold it double because this is a DK. So that's actually kind of nice for this. If my yarn doesn't end up coming in and it's lost, then I will just buy more of this bear yarn for this project and call it good. So anyway, so for this strip, the reason I decided, this was my third strip that you've already seen this, but I decided to go ahead and put this small border on this side because it was kind of difficult to do the garter ridge mattress stitch the garter ridge to the bind off edge. So I decided, okay, for these next two, I'm going to try out bind off edge to bind off edge because that's really easy to see the stitches that you need to pick up for the bind off edge. And so I thought, let me try that out because if that's easier, then it takes no time at all to put 2 rows on this and bind it off. It's not a huge deal. And if I like this method going forward, then on my next however many strips that I do, I'll just put a border on both sides and seam it together. And I might do it a little different. I might put, half of this border, like 3 garter ridges on one side, 3 on the other. We'll see. Anyway, so that's my blanket right now. And so now that I've done this and I know that the yarn will match just fine, I'm going to add the border to this strip that you guys saw the last time. So that's currently what I'm working towards. And then this strip, this is the 4th strip. That will actually be joined first, and then this one, and then we have the first 2 here. Because this is the strip that has too much matching, those 2 colors next to each other that are from the same yarn at the same spot. Like if it was like 1 block up or whatever, it would have been totally fine. But I didn't even look at that or bother to think about that. So anyway, no big deal. We'll just, flex and just, it'll be okay. All right, so my other blanket that you have seen is my DK Hexi blanket. And I finally figured out how I was going to put this together. Like, I know I'm putting it together, and you've seen me kind of join the flowers together, but in my mind, I couldn't really visualize how it was going to come together and really look like even on the sides and look like a blanket. And then yesterday I was working on it, and it finally came to me. I'm very visual in that way where I either need something drawn out or I need to actually see it because I can't just imagine stuff in that manner. I need to see it. That's just how my brain works. So anyway, I joined another flower. I joined this flower. And last time I was working on joining this flower. So you see I still have these two Hexis here hanging out, ready to join. So I'll come back a little bit. So here, I'll hold it up as best I can. It's flapping up at the end, but here we go. There's a decent, you can see that. So when I say I figured out how to put it together, I was having a hard time, like, how is it going to go up and down? How many flowers across am I going to do? How is that going to work? So after putting this flower on, I finally figured out, okay, I think I'm going to do 4 flowers across. It's gonna be staggered just because of the way they're put together. So it'll be 4, 3 underneath, 4, you know, you get the picture. So it'll be 4, 3, 4, 3, all the way down. And then the sides and whatever else I will fill in, like this side here. I would have to fill all of this in with full hexagons and half hexagons, which is fine. That's easy enough to do at the end. And that's kind of my plan with this, is to join all of the flowers first in this manner. And then I'll go back and I'll kind of do like filling in the sides. Cause like the top right here, this is going to be the top or the bottom, it doesn't matter. But I don't know if I'm going to do like any half hexagons with these. I feel like that's, you know, it's a nice scalloped edge. So we'll see. And the good thing about this blanket and the way that I'm doing it, it is super easy to crochet like a hexagon. And if you don't cut the yarn at the end and you know, to just see, because you can join it and see, and it's easy enough to rip out. That's what I love about crochet. It's easy enough to frog it if you mess something up, and it doesn't ruin the entire project. Like, you don't have to pull out all of your needles and all that kind of stuff. So I do love that. So anyway, we're moving right along on this one. I have not touched my fingering weight one. I believe I said that the last time, that I was focusing on this one first, trying to join all the flowers together and see how big I want it to be, how many flowers I want to add to this. I have a huge bag over here full of 50 grams to use in this if I want to. So we'll see where that goes. Okay, my next 2 works in progress. I actually have a pair of socks and like a winter item. So I'll show you the socks first. I have it in this super cute bag I made for myself. Oh, I just love this print so much. I got this off of Spoonflower, if you're wondering. And I love chocolate covered strawberries. Like, hands down, my favorite dessert. If I had to pick one, I mean, I love chocolate and chocolate cake and ice cream and stuff, but if I had to pick one that I could eat like all of the time, it's chocolate covered strawberries. And it has to be like milk chocolate covered strawberries, not white chocolate, because I hate white chocolate. It just tastes funny to me. So anyway, so this is the other yarn I got from Granite State Yarns in the mail. And there is her label, if you've never seen it. We're big fans around here. And this was Mocha Cherry, one of a kind. And this was literally the only one she dyed. And let me tell you, I could not be happier that I picked it up. So as you know, if you've been here this year, I'm trying to limit my yarn buying to use up some stash. Anyway, so originally I wasn't going to buy this color. She posted it on her Instagram that she had a one-of-a-kind skein. I'm all tangled. Oh no. Anyway, she had one of these for sale. She only had one, and I was like, oh, that's really pretty. I love that. But I was like, I kind of already have something similar, you know, or maybe something close enough to that. I don't need to buy that. And so I just kind of let that go. And that was like, I don't know, maybe mid-afternoon or something that day, whatever day that was. And then at nighttime, I don't know about you, but I, again, tend to get sucked into phone scrolling as much as I try not to when I'm in bed. But I was doing a little bit of that, and I was looking on her website for something else, and I cannot remember what it was that I was looking for. Regardless, I saw the bare yarn, the DK yarn. I was like, oh, okay, let me try that. Because if I didn't like it for the blanket, I was just going to use it for my DK flowers for the middle. And it would still get used. And then I looked and saw that she still had this one for sale. And this was like 8 or 9 hours later. And I was like, what? Are you kidding me? Still for sale? I mean, it's gorgeous. How has no one picked it up yet? And I was like, well, that's it. It's mine. I just decided it was meant to be. It needed to come home with me. And so it did. So anyway, here is Mocha Cherry. Can you even... Oh, I love these colors so much. Because I love chocolate covered strawberries. And it just matches so well with this bag. It was just like the perfect pairing. So anyway, I have started a pair of socks, of course, with this. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? I love all of these tones. It's a little brighter because of the lights than it should be, but like back here is definitely more what it looks like. So anyway, I've made it past the gusset decreases and I'm on the first sock. So I'm moving right along with my February goals. I actually have 4 pairs of socks that I want to knit this month, which is funny because February is a short month, but this is my second pair and I'm just trying to work on that here and there. And I don't have too many projects going at this point in time, so it's working out nicely. So there's those. I love them so much. I'm like, they're making me so happy to work on them. I love that I got that yarn. Ugh. Okay, so my next work in progress, or my last one, I hadn't started the last time, but I've been thinking about doing this project for a long, long time. I've had this pattern forever, and I'll get to the pattern in a minute, but the yarn I'm using is this color. This is called Black Cherry from Leap of Faith Yarns. And I actually didn't realize that this is a 70-30 blend. So it's more of a rougher blend, which I don't know anything about yarn. Like makeup, you guys, like as far as you know, what makes it softer, what makes it rougher, whatever. But this is definitely a rougher blend, which I thought more nylon for some reason would make it softer, because I've had a 90-10 base before and it was really like rustic. So I don't know why this is so rustic feeling. Anyway, so I've had this for quite some time and a nice kind of solid tonal color. So I thought it would be perfect for this project. So what I'm making, I'll show it to you. Here it is so far. I did a provisional cast on with my Stitch Saver, and there you go. So this, I don't have the picture of the pattern here. I'll try to put a picture in here. This is called the Pistachio Headband, and I saw this a couple of years ago, and I saved it in my queue on Ravelry, and I decided, okay, I want to make one of these. So you're looking at the picture, hopefully, here somewhere. And it's just this cute ear warmer headband thing. And I love that it has the knot at the top. So cute. And in the pattern, I'm doing it a little different. So in the pattern, you're just supposed to cast on and then you just sew them together, the ends. But I figured I will just Kitchener them together. I mean, why bother trying to sew the two ends together and having kind of a bulky seam in the back of your head? So I'm just doing it this way. That's the only thing I changed about the pattern besides the needle size, because I feel like, you know, you can adjust it as you see fit. So I am using where is the size on this needle? I'm using a 3.5 millimeter for mine. I think the pattern calls for a 4, but again, it's your preference. If you use a bigger needle size, it just probably wouldn't take as long to make it. So anyway, it just goes around, you know, just like an ear warmer. And I'm not really a hat person, so how you see my hair currently is pretty much how I wear it like all of the time. I don't really deviate from this just because I have like wavy frizzy hair, and I do not do any of that curly girl method stuff. Like, taking care of my hair is just a horrendous chore. And I'm one of those crazy people that wash my hair every single day because I have always been a very, very like oily person. And, you know, don't come at me with the train your scalp stuff. That's, no, we're not doing that here. That I've tried that, and that just causes issues with the skin on your head. So, and that's my, my opinion on that. And I hate dry shampoo mostly because most of them are all smelly and they just make my head itch. So I only use dry shampoo on the rare occasion where I need it for like texture or something. So anyway, I'm not really a hat person. I've made the Musselburgh hat. I have 2 of them for myself, but when I wear them, I have to take my hair down just to wear the hat. And that's not my normal mode in the winter or any time of year for that matter. So my thought was, this type of project, this headband to cover my ears, would be perfect for me because I can wear that with any hairstyle that I have. You can wear it with your hair up or down, and it would take less yarn, less time to do, all that kind of stuff. And if I like it, I can make a bunch. I can make a bunch of different colors. I have some kind of speckle variegated yarn that I think would be perfect for this project. And some, you know, if I want some in solid. So it's kind of like the Musselburgh hat where you could just make a bunch in different colors and kind of swap them out with an outfit or whatever color you're feeling like. So I will report back on this and let you know how I like it. But I will say, I forgot to mention, that pattern is a DK weight pattern, but I'm just doing fingering weight held double, and we'll see how that works out. So I am only about a quarter of the way done. I did measure according to the pattern, and that you just saw is about a quarter of the way done. So I've got a little bit of work to do. The only part about that I don't enjoy is the reverse side when you have to purl it. And it's honestly not that bad because there's not that many stitches on your needles. So I'm only purling, you know, in the middle section to do that garter border. So it's really not that bad. But for me, that is slow going. But I was thinking that if I like how this turns out, of kind of taking this idea and kind of mixing it with the Musselburgh hat / wallop cowl. So it'd be kind of like a combination of the 3. My thought was to basically take this stitch count and double it and knit it in the round, and then still make that knot in the fabric and join them together, kind of like a mini wallop cowl or whatever, where you just join the 2 ends together and wear it that way. Because then it would still be a DK weight. It would still be double thick around your ears. It would still have that thicker fabric. And I was thinking I would probably enjoy that a little bit more as far as the process, because then I wouldn't have to purl anything. The only issue with that is you wouldn't have the garter ridge on both sides, which I do like that look. I like the garter ridge on the side. So I don't know, maybe I would have to add some garter in the round piece. I don't know. I'm kind of playing around with that idea in my head. So anyway, let me know what you think about that. That'd be kind of a fun pattern. I looked at other ear warmer patterns and I didn't see any that I liked. A lot of them are crochet. I didn't want to crochet them. And a lot of them are with like a bulky or worsted weight yarn. And I just don't have a lot of that, and I don't want to make things with that weight of yarn. I don't like working with the super thick yarns, even if I held fingering weight like triple or quadruple or whatever. I don't enjoy that. So I'm going to stick with this one, see how it goes, and I might try out that idea on a new one and see, because then it would just be like, you know, basically the same stitch count as a sock, like a large sock. and then just joining the ends together, kind of like the pattern for an afterthought everything sock. You just knit this big giant tube, but you join the ends together and you're wearing it around your head. I mean, wouldn't that be so adorable? I think it would. All right, so that's all my works in progress. So the one piece of mail that I wanted to show you is the Legacy Fiber Arts Schitt's Creek color for January, and they're doing a month club, a yearly month. How am I? What am I trying to say? They're doing a monthly club for this year, and it's not like a subscription club, so you have to go in and order it every single month that they post the pre-order, and then you get it at the end of that month. So January's I got at the end of January, beginning of February, somewhere in there, and then they put up the pre-order for February's, which I'll get at the end of this month, so on and so forth. So I got their micro sock set. If you've seen me talk about their yarn before, I love their micro sock sets. It's my favorite. So this, and I love, because I love Schitt's Creek. I really, really love that show. I've rewatched it like 3 or 4 times now. I just love it. Anyway, so the colors are based off the show and the names. And so this one I was so tickled when I opened it. So here's the name, if you can see that. It's No, You Get Murdered First. And here's the color. Very pretty speckled color. And mine is a micro sock set, 50 gram with a 20 gram. And the 20 gram, I don't think you'll be able to see it, but it's a sparkle. Which, that's not specified, just kind of an FYI, that's not specified on the pre-order listing. It just says a 20 gram mini, so I'm assuming they're just going to pick whatever mini they think will go with it, or a plain or a sparkle or something like that. So I won't use the mini. I will just use the full skein. So anyway, love that. This is No, You Get Murdered First. And that is from the very first episode of Schitt's Creek, if you've never seen it. So I'm super excited to see what February's is going to be like. The name, the color, all that kind of stuff. I'm excited for this club because it's like I get a 50 gram sock set, and that is perfect for me. That's all I need, and have a little bit of extra left over to make myself a pair of my shorty socks. They take about 45 grams or so, a little less than that, but it's perfect. I love it. So anyway, just if you're interested in that, just look on their website. They have a pre-order listing. I'm pretty sure the pre-order listing for February's colorway, by the time this goes up, I didn't look at the date. They have like a 2-week time frame. So it might still be up if you're interested in that. And if not, then there's always next month. That is all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it so much. If you like this video, hit the like button. And if you aren't subscribed already, hit the subscribe button. We actually hit, I actually hit a good milestone with this channel. I hit enough subscribers and watch hours. If you're a YouTube creator, you know that you have to hit so many watch hours and subscribers for your channel to be monetized. Mine's not monetized yet, but I did hit the point where you hit like the first monetization level, and that is where I can do like super thanks, super chats, which are just like, you know, people can like a one-time monetary thanks or whatever it's called. And the memberships is available to me if I wanted to do that. And then I'm supposed to have the shopping tab, which the shopping tab would allow me to put my Spreadshirt merchandise underneath my videos for you to like shop at directly. Like you could click on them and it would take you right to my Spreadshirt. I'm still trying to work on why that's not available to me just yet. It's supposed to be, but anyway, hopefully soon you'll be seeing the shopping tab underneath my videos. So if you want to shop any of the merch that I have in the Spreadshirt shop, it'll be there directly for you, especially now that I don't have my shop anymore, my regular shop, which had a link. It'll be nice to have that if anybody is looking for it. So thank you guys so much for watching my videos and helping me reach that watch hour time. That is all. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Take care and God bless. Bye!